All right, all right. So, Evan, you said that this was your first time doing the YouTube. This is my second or third time. We used to do it on Instagram Live, and
Okay.
now we've crossed over. All right. So, Evan, you said that this was your first. Okay, here we go. All right, let me switch over here. Okay, Evan, Michael Holt, welcome to Model Talk Tuesdays.
So what's going on? Happy to be here.
Yes, thank you so much for being my guest. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to allow us to interview you.
My pleasure. Yeah.
Yeah, so as I was mentioning earlier, I'm just giving you a brief introduction of myself. And for those of you that are tuning in, I am a lady named Pearl, the founder of a Lady Named Pearl Leadership Academy, where our mission is to shape the confidence of girls and women to become future leaders through modeling, leadership, and entrepreneurship. And we like to find jewels in the community. I'm a busy woman, so I have people helping me out. Shout out to Bria, my assistant. We like to find jewels in the community, people that have established fashion brands, up and coming fashion brands, that we can interview and learn from their journey. So again, welcome, Evan Michael Holt. So you are a fashion designer and you're originally from New Jersey?
Montclair, yeah, the greatest city in the state of Jersey. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, really? It's the okay.
Definitely.
Tell me why it's the greatest city on earth, in the state. Put me on game. Put me
I
on. Let
mean,
me
this is where
know.
some of the most, creative, dope, entertaining people come from. Man, I've grown up here all my life. So, I came through the Montclair public school system, met a lot of great people my age, older than me, white, black, it's very diverse here.
Mm.
Home is really
And when
where the
you
heart is. There's
say
no place like it. I've even traveled outside. I went to college in Atlanta. I went to Morehouse College in Atlanta in 2007. And I may never forget, I was on the yard one time and I just randomly walked by a crowd of kids and they were talking about Montclair, New Jersey, and they weren't even from there. And
oh,
that's when I
really?
knew, that's when I knew I was like, okay, something's going on. They must know who's here or whatever, or something like that. Maybe came in contact with somebody, but I kid you not, like that's what they were talking about. And I knew right then and there, I was like, all right, Montclair's a special place. And when I connect with people of my age or my era, my generation, we'll always come back maybe like during Thanksgiving, have like a Friendsgiving, and we'll all talk about like our experiences that have Montclair has taken us to, or we'll all obviously travel to different parts of the world, gone to different colleges, but people will still always talk about how Montclair is just so like different than any other place that they've been. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm not lying when I say like I feel like we have some of the dopest,
Well, I mean, I'm
creative.
familiar with like Fuji's coming out of Orange, New Jersey, but
Yeah.
who's come out of Montclair? Like, let me know so I can know.
Well, me for one. That's where I'm gonna
Okay,
start
well,
out.
boom,
You know
there
what
you
I'm saying? So,
go.
but nah, we have a lot of people that live here. Michael Strahan, Rob, what's his name? Colbert from the Colbert Show.
Okay.
Justin Bieber stays here a lot. Joe Budden, just a handful of celebrities. A lot of people like, even come through here to maybe party and eat. We have like some really good restaurants on the Bloomfield Ave, which is like kind of like the main strip that runs through Montclair. A lot of eateries, restaurants, boutiques.
No, that's
Shops.
nice. It sounds like you got Montclair on your back, like how
I got to put on for the
Ludacris
city.
got Atlanta or Trick Daddy got Miami. It sounds like you got Montclair.
I'm cool with
Like
that. I'm cool with that.
yeah. So you are a fashion designer. So how did fashion come into your life? When did you know that, fashion was something you were going to do? What were you interested in when you were younger? Like
Uh,
was it fashion or
Definitely wasn't fashion. It was 100% basketball. I was really big on trying to make it to the NBA. Like that was my dream. As every kid, wanted to play professional sports or whatever. That was on my mind. That's what consumed a lot of my time. I played ball every day coming up, and then played in high school, but didn't play in college. And I knew right then and there, I was like, all right, I got to have a different avenue, a different lane to pursue in my life at that point, because that was obviously out of the question, and I was cool with that. But then I started to get into fashion probably 2010, maybe a little bit after. Definitely my last couple of years of college, and
oh
then
yeah. So yeah, I read you went to Morehouse.
yes.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Uh-huh. So
It's crazy though, but I majored in English and had a minor in sports journalism or whatever. Obviously, none of those really match up or
And I want to talk to you about that, but tell me your story of how you got into fashion. Then I want to ask you about the sports journalism, because when I saw that, that piqued my interest with fashion and creativity. But tell me how you got into fashion. So what was the trigger that said, this is something I want to do as a career?
Honestly, I became like a sneakerhead, and Kanye West had released his first sneaker, I want to say back in 2009. And I was like, man, this is the dopest thing ever, is the Nike Air Yeezy 1. And I said, wow, like, I like this. Here you have one of the greatest artists of all time, rap artists of all time. And he's
what? Oh shoot! Did he just say Kanye is the greatest?
I say he's one of the greatest. Yeah, one of the greatest. He's a
Okay,
genius.
yeah. Oh, okay, that's what's up.
He's a genius. Whatever he does in his personal life has nothing to do with his music.
No, I'm not even thinking about that. I'm not even thinking about that. It's just for him to be put in that top 3, or
top 10 for me. Top 10.
Top 10. Okay. Yeah. So you saw his Yeezy sneaker.
Saw a sneaker. I realized that he had a really big influence on not only music and rap, but also fashion. He started to design and work with Louis Vuitton and Marc Jacobs and stuff like that. And I started seeing pictures from like Paris Fashion Week and him linking up with other designers. And I used to see how they dress. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. I probably can't afford that stuff. But at the end of the day, I got to start somewhere and at least, kind of trigger, my own ambitions to pursue that or whatever. And that's really how it started. That's really how it started. Watching other artists in the industry like Kid Cudi, A$AP Rocky, Travis Scott. These are the guys that really push the culture, the fashion culture now, especially with the younger demographic. These are what the kids are looking at. The kids want to be like them. And even like Kylie Jenner and Kendall Jenner, the Kardashians and stuff like that. You see these influences that they have on social media, and you can tell that because their following is growing, that it's very simple and easy to latch on to that and create that product for them. If you feel like an artist can wear your stuff, then you will want to wear stuff that you will want to create stuff for them and create stuff for the people that they influence. And once I knew that, I knew the game, and that's just like a small part of how it all started for me. That's when I knew I was like, all right, I may be onto something here.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have to give a couple of shout outs, Evan, because some people are on from the class. So, hey, Lakita, I see you. This is on YouTube, streaming live on YouTube. Lakita, Gail, Bria.
What's good?
Terrell, shout out to you all. Thank you all for tuning in. So you were saying, because I was looking at all the comments that I was missing, and if you all have any questions for Evan, just feel free to put a question in the comments. So when you were saying that once you realized that fashion had an impact, okay, the artist, okay, so because I was looking at the comments, so I apologize, but I want to make sure I get this straight. Mm-hmm. So Yeezy was a big influence with his sneaker, and then you said some of the other artists were coming out with clothing line affecting the culture, like Travis Scott. Then you were leaning towards the Kardashians, and you felt that you could jump in and be a part of the culture and create, fashion culture. Is that what I want to make sure I got that all right?
That's pretty much it. I usually look at every opportunity I could to, but before I created my brand now, which is Sainters, I started a few months ago back in March. I was working with another brand that I started with a childhood friend of mine called Nine Supply Co., which is a culture conscious brand where we will like put a lot of, we make a lot of statement shirts and put like, good positive phrases and proverbs on the shirt. We had a shirt that we made called God Made Black Beautiful. It was like a very heavy selling shirt we had because it's the truth, God made Black beautiful. Obviously our customers, being mostly Black starting out at the time, would love to support that. They wear that across their chest. It makes them feel good. It's empowering. We did another shirt called Community Dreams, which is pretty much about bringing the community together, building the community, building the youth up, giving back, lending a helping hand, things like that. In our core, like things that represent us is love, power, faith, and success. Those 4 words, I feel like we embody, even growing up as a unit, as friends, as a crew. And we knew, just to give you a little backstory too, I don't want to go too in depth, but and we knew obviously that if we can, play sports together, we can party together, we can eat together, we can make money together too. And so we wanted to create a Black business through us. that was real genuine. We had a lot of support from our town because the people in our town that we grew up with knew of us, knew how we were, who knew how we carried ourselves. And they said, I want to support these guys because I know them all day life and they're not funning, they're not faking anything. I actually know these guys, they're good brothers. I want to support them. But I was working as a designer on that team. My friend was the CEO, but I just branched off and started this other line where I can just have full range to create a product that create product and graphics that I know kids in certain demographics will appeal to and like. And it's one of the best decisions I've made in my entire life to start a business for sure.
Yeah. Okay. No, thank you. I understand. And I'm glad that Lakita asked this question. What distinguishes your style from other new designers? And I'm glad she asked that because as you were talking, you were mentioning the positive affirmations that you have on your shirt because there's so many people that are coming out with t-shirt lines, so back to Lakita's question, what distinguishes your t-shirt line, your style, from other designers out now?
Well, for one, I kind of went with the trendy vintage. A lot of my shirts right now are like trendy vintage concert merch, tour merch tees that you would see like if you were to go to a summer jam or you would go to a Kanye West concert or a Travis Scott concert and you go to the merch stands and you'll see these shirts with their graphics on them. I designed shirts for Bryson Tiller, Snow Allegra, Frank Ocean. I'm a big fan of just to practice. And I would put that stuff out there. And these are I kind of have like a modern day vintage look to my graphics. So I can pull stuff like I'm like an old head in the sense, like I listen to 80s music. I was just listening to Tina Marie today. I listen to Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, anybody like that I can pull from and just kind of, and this is where like, and I don't want to like obviously branch off too much, but this is where like the mind is so powerful because you can pull stuff from certain things, certain eras and bring it back into the modern era and make it still be old school. Like there's so many things that you can do with creativity. And I'm like proud to be able to access that part of my mind to be able to do that. Cause I work on this every day. I spend 5 hours on Photoshop every day, just creating stuff from entertainment to music, to reading books, to experiences in life. And I'm able to put that stuff down into graphics. And I think that has helped me out a lot. I think that's what would probably, separate me from other brands. I like to put a lot of stuff on the back of my shirts. Matter of fact, if whoever's watching, if you want to go on to my Instagram, you can see a lot of the things I'm talking about if you can't really understand what I'm saying.
Your Instagram in here right now. Saint of
Sainter.
Swagger.
Nah, well, that's my personal one. But
Okay.
my business one is Sainters twice.
Okay. Sainters twice?
Sainters twice. Sainters,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And if you can't get to there for whatever reason, just go to my personal one. Everything is on there too as well. But I've gotten a lot of good feedback and developed some great rapport with the people that I'm working with. But I design all my stuff 100%, and I never leave the crib without the pad. It's the pad right here, iPad. You know what I'm saying? You got to be handy. So
you have those ideas, something ready to capture those ideas.
Right.
Another question is, what's your price range? And how do you decide upon that?
Yeah. I mean, I've been releasing shirts since March, but majority of my shirts are between $40 and $50. I actually have a shirt on right now. This is my double Sainter shirt. I think you would really like the quote on the back, but I'll let y'all search for that one. But yeah, that's pretty much my price range. I just dropped some sweatpants a couple months ago. I know it's not sweat season or whatever, but I felt like doing it. Still made some good sales on it. But those are reasonable price, $60. I have a snapback here that I came out with. It says Sainters on it. It's all embroidered all around. It says yesterday, today, and forever on the back, which is like my motto for my brand, yesterday, today, and forever.
So let's talk about price range, entering the market with price ranges. So when you say your t-shirt is at $40 to $50, you have the luxury market, you have the, is that something that you think about as a designer? Because then you also have t-shirts from $20 to $30. Do you do comparables in terms of quality? How do you deem that t-shirt $40 or $50 or, this t-shirt $75?
It all depends on how many graphics and how many colors I use for specific design. If I go front and back, I usually go 16 by 20 on the shirt, which pretty much covers the entire shirt. So if I were to cover the entire shirt with a lot of graphics, a lot of visuals, and do the same thing to the back, then I would price that much more because of the price of the money I spent to have it made. Now, if I just come out with a shirt and I just have something like a small graphic over the left breastplate, then that would be much cheaper because it didn't cost me that much and it didn't require as much time to design for me to make that. So that's usually how that would work. I also don't want to make a product, even if the quality is so great, I also don't want to make a product and sell it at a price that would scare people away. I know, understand that a lot of people, especially coming out of COVID, unfortunately may have lost their job. A lot of people don't have money to spend on t-shirts at the moment. They have other priorities they got to handle. So I also wanted to make it cost efficient and understand, like, anybody can really get this shirt right here. People spend $40 on nonsense every day. So if you want to support a Black business, and that shirt I feel is a necessity in everybody's wardrobe, you got to have shirts. Then you can go out and buy an affordable shirt here.
I like how you said that, Evan, that people be spending $40 on nonsense every day.
Yeah, okay. And you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. So look, we're about to get into your business because we're entrepreneurs in a sense of, like, everyone sees the glamour of these fashion designers creating all of these, different things, but they don't know what goes behind building a career as a fashion designer. So if there were 3 tips that you could give, to someone that's building a line, to help them along the road, is it consistency? Is it starting out with 3 designs? Is it, how do you market yourself? Are you doing pop-up shops? So what are 3 tips that you can give someone that's pursuing a t-shirt line for success? What would that look like?
Well, for one, you would want to make sure that you are extremely committed and dedicated to your craft. And that's with anything, not even just with fashion. This is just the basic foundation of what you really need to want to pursue anything in life. You must be consistent, committed, dedicated, and it has to eat away at you night and day. It has to always be on your mind. And it could be sickening at sometimes, and it could be very draining. Physically and mentally and emotionally, but you have to make sacrifices. And that's one thing that I've done throughout COVID. I had a choice. I could play video games all day because nothing was open. You couldn't go to the store, restaurant, hang out with your friends. I could play video games all day, or I can sit down and I could perfect my craft to help me make money in the future. And that's the sacrifice that I made. So understanding that you have to make, that's number one, making sacrifices, committed, dedicated, and stuff like that. Another thing is that you want to create something that you feel would be appealing to the consumer, whether it be the name of your brand, the logo, what it represents. These things are very important. Not only that, but you want to see I would say that if you're going to start something, you want to see what the demand is for the product that you might potentially drop. For instance, I use Instagram. Obviously, it's my best friend. It's a very important tool. It can hurt you or help you. But for me, it has helped me. And I use it as a tool to do case studies. So I can post something, I can say, what do you think about this design? And let's say 50 people comment back and say, I would buy that design. Well, I know right there and doing my case study that I can come out with 50 of these shirts because I can trust that these 50 people are going to buy it. So a case study is very important too. You also want to make sure that you start out very small and don't bite off more than you can chew. Obviously, if it's your first time releasing shirts, you don't want to order 100 shirts because you don't know if 100 people are going to buy it. I would say start out with maybe anywhere between 7 and 10 on a nice cheap shirt, print the design, wear it, take a photo shoot, model it, put it out on social media and see what type of comments and feedback you get. If you know that people are looking to buy it, then you know that you can go out and you can spend the necessary money to get this product and give it to the people. And that's really how it starts. And it starts to snowball and snowball. Then you might want to reach out to some influencers, obviously on Instagram, people with blue checks, give them a free shirt. You wear the shirt, they wear it. And you never know where it can go. I always tell myself I can be one play away. I met Justin Bieber in Montclair a year and a half ago. Saw him on the at Brookdale Park. It's one of the main parks in Montclair. And I walked up to him. I had a jacket from my clothing line prior to, and I asked him. I told him I'd like to take a picture with you, but do you mind taking my jacket from my clothing line? And he looked at me. He said, "Nah, man, I can't do that. I'm sorry." but I can
Mhm.
definitely take a picture with you. But the
Mhm.
moral of that story is that, you got to kind of shoot that shot because you never know. At that particular time, he had just came out with a brand called Drew, which is where his contract and, incentives lie. So he can't really sign on and wear something else that he's not under contract to. So I get that. However, I'll never regret the experience of asking him, because if I walked away and didn't ask him, then, it could have went, you're going to get rejected, and that's cool, but it should fuel you into the next thing. So those two things are definitely major, doing the case study, being committed and dedicated, and understand that you will have to make some sacrifices and a lot of money. So
Oh, no, no, yeah, I got it. So one, sacrifice, two, utilize social media and your surroundings as a case study
yeah.
for your design. And then three, start off small and then
Mm-hmm.
build from there, based
Right.
on the reactions you get. So no,
Right.
thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have a question here, and they may have misinterpreted it, but it says, how did he meet Kim Kardashian? Earlier you were talking about creating some t-shirt designs for different celebrities. So I
Actually,
think,
I didn't meet her. I wish.
yes. So to
I
answer
met
that
up.
question,
I met little Yachty. I met Uzi, Party, Playboy Cardi, um,
so if there was
Tyler the
a,
Creator, Frank
if,
Ocean. Yeah.
if you were to have some brand ambassadors, if you were to have three brand ambassadors for your brand out of all of the celebrities that are out now,
Mm-hmm.
music, actors, political leaders, who do you feel would represent Sainters the best?
Oh man, I like that question. Based on the demographic that I am working with now, I think Drake has one of the biggest influences right now in entertainment. I think that Drake has so much power that he can't do anything wrong. Whatever he wears and tags, people are going to go to his Instagram page, they're going to look at it, and boom, it changes the game right there. And that's what I mean by like being one play away. I also know the same thing with people like maybe like a LeBron James, has a lot of fans, has a lot of connections through Nikes and Hollywood, been around professionally for almost 20 years now. That's another great person. And I would like to get like a female, like maybe like a Beyonce or something like that. Beyonce in the Beehive, like wild, crazy influence, game changer. Like literally she has the ability to change my life if she just wears one shirt, just like that. And then of course, a whole bunch more. There's so many influencers out there. I actually heard a story about Kendall Jenner wearing a one brand, and she tagged the brand, and all her little fans went to that brand, bought everything up off this website just like that. And that's when I knew, I said, you could be one play away, because all it takes is for one person to like what you're doing, and your life could be like your life can change in a matter of seconds. So but those are just a few influences I think would really change. And Kanye West, of course, because whatever he wears, his fans always like. So that's really where I'm at with that.
Yeah, no, I have to tip my hat off to Dre, because I happened to tune into the Billboard Awards that happened like a month ago, and he was Artist of the Decade. I didn't
Yeah.
even realize
Yep.
how far ahead he was from everyone. The
Yeah.
records that he crushed of Michael Jackson, Elton
Yeah.
John, the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
I was just sitting there in awe, like,
Yeah.
because they drummed it up from the Doubters,
Yeah.
and LeBron was the voice to like all of these number one hits over this. And I'm just sitting there like so inspired,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So
Yeah.
who inspires you? Who inspires you?
In terms of fashion.
In terms of fashion, in terms of wanting to be great, I hear like, you're one play away. So it's letting me know that, you're looking to obtain this greatness. You're one play away from
Yeah.
this, so who inspire, what's inspiring, what
Honestly,
inspires that?
honestly, it's
What's
my
the
faith.
drive? Mm-hmm.
It's my faith every day. And I pray that, I come across a great opportunity. I know God's going to bless me with something down the line. I just got to wait patiently. And like I said, continue to perfect my craft. But that's where my inspiration comes from. I'm so like prayed up over the things that I do and trying to be successful. And it's worked so far for me. I remember praying for this moment right now, being able to have a fashion line. I remember when I didn't. And I would pray. I said, one day, I'm going to do it. And I remember the day I signed the LLC, I said, wow, like, this is really happening. My prayers are being answered. And I just try to, keep also, good people around me, people that want to see me win, people that genuinely care about me, family, obviously mother, father, sister, friends, these people, inspire me. And when they tell me, I like what you're doing, I see what you're doing, I found a lot of validation in that. I could care less about Instagram likes and comments. Like I know what I do at home. I know how hard I work. And I just try to kind of keep a tight circle around me that, they inspire me all the time, 100%. So just, those two things really, really get me going for sure.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Bria, I know you wrote what's your creative process, but I think we answered that earlier. And I know you probably wrote it at a certain time. And then Lakita said, you should go after a New Orleans Saints football player. Why did you name your clothing line Sainters? And she said you should go after, New Orleans Saint football player.
Yeah, my Instagram name was Saint Swagger. It's been like that for probably 8 years now. And I was just sitting literally in my bed one night. I was designing on my iPad, and I was just like, the name Sainters just popped into me. It kind of plays off my Instagram name. A lot of people know me through that. And I just took that name, and I was just like, you know what? This is it. This is it. I don't want to think about it no more. This is it. And people love it, people love it. That's just how it worked. And I'm just going to make sure I continue to push the culture, push the brand, expand it the best way I can. I was actually at this Juneteenth picnic in Jersey City that happened on June 19th. And I saw a few people there wearing my shirts. And that was like the most beautiful thing. Like I could cry inside, what I'm saying? Yeah. Just knowing that, especially being Black, it's a big deal for us to go into a public setting and say to ourselves, well, before the day even starts, to say to yourself, I'm going to wear this at a party, at a function where all these people are here. I find a lot of, gratitude in that, knowing that somebody wants to wear my shirt at a function where they could be taking pictures, you're around people that you don't know, and you want to take a chance on wearing my shirt, and you feel like you look good in the shirt and you're fresh. To me, that means a lot.
Okay. So what has been the most challenging part of this journey? Being an entrepreneur can be challenging sometimes. So what would you say has been the most challenging, and how did you overcome it?
Honestly, it's still challenging, and I'm still overcoming it. Just trying to find the right time in the day to be able to sit down and work, because it could be hard. You want to go out and have fun. Now the country's opening back up a little bit. You want to go out and enjoy it. So everybody tells me like, yo, you need to get rest. You need to take a break. And I feel like if I'm doing that, I'm not being productive, or I feel like my competition is outworking me or something like that. And I try to do at least 4 or 5 designs a day. I try to, give myself 2-3 hours a day on Photoshop, just to stay sharp. And that's honestly what I do. I know that some women out there probably think like, oh, he's boring. Like all he does is do, but that's literally what I do.
No, that's how you gonna get the right woman. They're gonna be people like, oh, he building something. That woman that you, and then she's gonna come your way. So
yeah, for sure. And but once again, this is the sacrifices that I'm willing to make for a better future. But that's really pretty much it. Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to thank you so much for your time, Evan. I think that I got everyone's question in. So if you would close us out, you've given us so many pearls of wisdom, but if you can kind of close us out with a pearl of wisdom, maybe a question that I may have missed or something that we haven't mentioned.
A pearl of wisdom, like a quote. Dang,
yeah, like a quote. Well, where's my book? So I authored a book called Pearls of Wisdom for Teenage Girls. And
I wish I had a quote or something. I usually have some stuff on deck. I'm not gonna lie.
Look, you've been dropping your own quotes during this conversation, Evans.
You think so? You got some stuff you can pin? You gonna pin some stuff for me?
Yeah, I think so. I think we got some stuff.
Here's one. I got one for you. Don't let you know what? I write quotes and I put them on the shirts. Don't let your heart's desire become your heart's disease. Real talk. That's real spill right there. I'm putting that on a shirt, by the way. So don't, make sure nobody takes that. If somebody from here takes that, I'm gonna know where they got it from. So
okay. So you said don't let your heart's desire. Well, repeat it for us.
Yeah, don't let your heart's desire become your heart's disease. And that can mean a lot. It has nothing to do with fashion, really. It could be a lot. It could be, you could have the desire to love somebody, and they're just not right for you and it can hurt your heart. It could be something like that. It could be putting your
Okay.
passion, it could be putting your passion, your heart, your drive into the wrong things that's not going to benefit you in the future. I mean,
Okay,
because
got
your heart
Okay.
feels like it's the right thing, but in actuality, it's not good for you. So, just keep that in mind with a lot of things. Like I said,
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with fashion now.
that's kind of hard because you want your heart in whatever it is that you do. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
So
I'm actually struggling with that situation right now, but
yeah, so
prayer gonna get me through.
prayer
So
gets you through. Yeah, I think it's about balance because you have to have heart and logic, and I don't want to say logic, but yeah, we don't want it to the point where it is a disease. So we
I don't
appreciate
want
that.
that. I don't want
Yes,
that.
we don't want it to that point. So we appreciate that closing quote. And Evan, could you give us your website, any contact information where we can find you?
Yeah, can I type it in here or they won't see it on YouTube, right?
Well, they won't see it on the chat, but what I can do is copy it from the chat and put it on YouTube. So if
All
you want
right.
to type it in the chat on Zoom, you can do that, and then I'll
Well,
drop
I'll just say it right here. Um, my website is www.sainersclothing.com. I'll put it in here too.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, check that out. www.saintersclothing.com. My Instagram is at Sainters. And if you want to follow my personal page, it's up to you. You can find all that stuff. I'm tagged and everything on there too. Um, but that's pretty much it. Anybody who has any questions or wants to connect, you can always DM me on either account. I feel like I need to take a break. Sometimes I want to take a break from Instagram because it could be so toxic and
It
out of place, but I need it for business. And if I didn't have this, I promise I wouldn't even be on it right now. So, but
I understand you 100%. I
a lot of
understand you
capping for lack
100%.
of better words, but
I
that's
understand.
just where we at now. But yeah, those two things you can definitely hit me up on. Feel free 24/7, doesn't matter.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge, supporting the pearls is what I wanted to say. And we'll
Yeah.
definitely support you along your journey. Thank you all for tuning into another edition of Model Talk Tuesdays, and we will see you next Tuesday. Thank you so much, Evan.
All right, take care. Have a good one. Make sure you follow too.
Yes, everyone follow. And
Right.
Evan, if you want to hold on for once.